Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm glad you've joined us. This is Tales from the World's Firesides, and I'm Clive Gilson, your friendly neighbourhood story guy. Today is something a little different and a little special. We're heading out to the Great Lakes, First Nations in what is now America, for a tale that's always stuck with me. It's called The Celestial Sisters. It's an Ojibwe tale, and trust me, it's got all the ingredients you want: magic, mystery, and more than a few unexpected twists. This version comes from my collection Tibik-Kizis, but I've reimagined it a little for today's telling, just enough to breathe some fresh life into a timeless legend. So go ahead, get cosy, settle into your favourite chair, and let's step into the story. The Celestial Sisters. Today's story is a legend of love, longing, and transformation. It comes from the oral traditions of the Ojibwe people, and it's about a hunter named Walpi, also known as the White Hawk. Walpi lived deep in the forest, far from other people. He was a gifted hunter, sharp-eyed, strong, and fearless. No trail was too faint for him to follow, no wilderness too dense for him to explore. Every day he returned home with plenty of game, and his people said he moved through the trees like the wind. One day, while out hunting farther than he'd ever gone before, Walpi found himself in a clearing at the edge of a wide prairie. The grass was blue-green, the air was rich with the scent of flowers, and there, right in the middle of the field, he noticed something strange. A ring, worn into the grass like a path made by dancers. It was perfectly round, but there were no footprints leading to it, and no sign of who or what had made it. Walpi crouched low in the grass, curious and quiet, and then he heard something. Music, soft and sweet, drifting down from above. He looked up, and there, floating from the sky like a tiny cloud, came a basket. As it descended, the music grew louder, clearer, and magical. When the basket finally touched the ground, 12 beautiful women stepped out, sisters all of them, radiant, graceful, and full of joy. They began to dance in the ring, striking a glowing ball between them, and with each strike the music played on. Walpi watched in awe, completely captivated, especially by the youngest sister. He stepped from his hiding place, his heart pounding, and ran toward her. But the moment the sisters saw him, they jumped back into the basket, and before he could reach them, they soared back into the sky. Devastated, Walpi returned to his lodge. He couldn't stop thinking about the youngest sister, though, her face, her voice, her laughter. He had never loved before, but now his heart was full and aching. The next day, he returned to the prairie, determined to try again. This time he disguised himself as an opossum, hoping to avoid scaring the sisters away. But as soon as they descended and saw him, they were wary. One of the older sisters said, "Maybe it's just here to play," but the youngest cried out, "No, no, let's go," and again they vanished. Walpi was heartbroken, but he wasn't ready to give in. On the third day, he had an idea. He found an old tree stump nearby, one that was home to a group of mice. He moved it close to the ring, and turned himself into a mouse, and waited. When the basket returned, the younger sister noticed the stump right away. "That wasn't there yesterday," she said, uneasy. Her sisters laughed and playfully tapped the stump with their silver sticks, and out scattered the mice. In the chaos, Walpi revealed his true form and caught the younger sister in his arms before she could flee. The others escaped into the sky, but he held on to her gently, whispering words of love. Walpi brought her back to his lodge, and in time she grew to love him too. He shared stories of his hunts, he made her laugh, he led her through the forest hand in hand. The seasons passed, they had a child, a beautiful boy with his father's strength and his mother's radiant spirit. But even in happiness, the Star Woman missed her home. She never spoke of it, but her heart looked upward. And one day, while Walpi was away hunting, she built a new sky basket. She gathered special gifts for her father in the stars, sweetgrass, berries, rare feathers, and she took her son with her. When Walpi heard her voice singing the sky song, he ran to the prairie, but it was too late. The basket was already rising, and his wife and child were drifting farther and farther away. He called out to them, tears in his eyes, but the sky did not answer. Seasons passed. Walpi grieved, but he never stopped returning to the ring. He missed his wife, but he missed his son even more, the boy who carried both the stars and the earth in his blood. In the stars, the young child grew strong and restless. He longed for the earth, the rivers, the trees, the place of his birth. Eventually, his grandfather, the Star Chief, saw this and told his daughter, "Take him back to his father and ask Walpi to come live with us among the stars. But tell him to bring something special, one piece of every creature he's hunted." So Walpi's wife returned with their son, and the three were reunited. Walpi was overjoyed, of course, and he set out immediately to gather the finest parts of the birds and animals he'd hunted, wings, tails, claws, feathers, each one carefully chosen. When the collection was complete, the three of them stepped into the basket and rose together up into the starry sky. There, the Star Chief gathered his people and offered them a choice: stay as they were, or choose an earthly gift and take its form. Some picked wings, some picked tails, and some claws, and as they did, they transformed. Birds flew into the sky, animals ran across the plains, each one returned to the world below in a new form. Walpi chose the feather of a white hawk. His wife and son did the same, and together the three of them became hawks, gliding freely between earth and sky. And they say that even now, if you look up on a clear day, you might catch a glimpse of a white hawk soaring high, eyes bright with the light of the stars, wings wide with the wind of the sky. And that's it for today's tale. This adaptation is taken from a story told by Cornelius Mathews in the Indian Fairy Book, which was originally published by Allen Brothers, New York, in 1869. And as I said earlier, this is an Ojibwe tale. I've always loved digging up these little hidden gems and giving them a bit of a modern polish and breathing some new life into them so they can reach fresh ears, just like yours. If you're hungry for more, feel free to check out my books. There's a link at the bottom of the screen and in the description. And if you want to learn more about the Tales from the World's Firesides project, or you're just curious about me, Clive Gilson, the story guy, you can find all that you need at clivegilson.com. Before you go, if you liked the tale, hit that like button or give us a follow. It helps a load and makes sure that more folks get to enjoy these stories too. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then now is the perfect time. I drop new tales every week. But until next time, keep listening, keep imagining, and as always, keep that storytelling flame burning bright. Catch you soon. Take care.